Good morning, friends, and happy Tea Tuesday. I am drinking Earl Grey tea with honey in one of my favorite cups. I just like this size and shape of this cup. So, oh my gosh, guys, I woke up this morning with a sinus headache and I don't know, I've just been struggling, guys. Okay, so oh, I don't even know where to begin. So I told you in a video that I was going to share with you just the craziness that's been going on. But I was listening to Carla at Sassy Crafter, Carlita, last week, her Tea Tuesday. She was telling this really funny story about how she thought that her car was stolen, but it actually wasn't. That is so funny. Oh my gosh, guys, you have to go and listen to that story. Carla, I love your Tea Tuesdays, girl. You just have some funny stories to tell. I love Tea Tuesday and watching your videos, probably more than making them. I don't know, I just, I always have a million things to say, and that's my problem. Instead of, I know, I've heard people say, oh, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Well, I have way too many things that I could probably tell you. I don't know how interesting they are, but they're things that are happening in my life. So I guess that's where I'm just going to start right now. I do have a story. I told Carla that I do have a story, though, to tell about an incident that I had where I thought my car was stolen as well. So let me tell you that story real quick. When Carla told her story for the last two Tea Tuesday, oh my gosh, I was laughing. I told Carla, I said, we're spirit sisters. I said, because she talks about things sometimes, even just like in her regular, you know, videos that she does, and I think, oh my gosh, that has happened to me too. So anyway, so guys, okay, here's the thing. You know, a lot of teens want to drive when they're, I'm cold this morning. You know how a lot of teens want to drive when they're 16. Well, I was always on the younger side. My friends were older than I when I was in high school growing up. And so a lot of my friends were driving and had access to their parents' cars or had their own cars. And I never worried about driving. I didn't really care about getting my license until I was about 17 and a half. My dad was finally going to let us get a job. I figured, because my parents would never let us work when we were younger. So finally, I thought, you know what? I'm going to be going to college. I'm going to be graduating. I graduated high school when I was 17. I said, I'm going to be graduating. I need to drive before I graduate from high school. So anyway, so I went and got my license, and then my parents decided that my mom was going to get another car, and so they would give me my mom's old, like she had like a Toyota Corolla. It was like white hood with a green, like an olive green car. It's like the hideous looking car, but I didn't care because, you know, you just want to drive, right? So anyway, so my parents said, okay, you can have your mom's car. So I started going to local junior college. And so one day I go to school and I park my car out in the parking lot. I go in and go to classes, come out, and my car's gone. And this was like about, I don't know, 2 weeks after my parents had given me the keys and told me, okay, George, you can start driving it. So I thought, oh my God. And my dad was not nice back then. I mean, may he rest in peace. Well, I grew up with an alcoholic father, and my mom was a narcissistic, crazy woman. But anyway, that's a whole other story for another day. But so I thought this was before cell phone, so I couldn't like call my parents and say, hey, my car's missing. So I thought, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So I called one of my friends to come pick me up and drive me around the parking lot. My best friend for a long time growing up was a guy named Bobby. And so Bobby drove me around, and he's like, well, maybe you just forgot where you parked it. I was like, no, I don't think so. I parked it right here. So we drove around. It wasn't there. So I went home, and my mom didn't work. She was a stay-at-home mom, so she was home, and I just went home, and I just said, well, this is what happened. I went to school, parked my car, came out, and the car wasn't there. My mom said, she was really calm, cool, collect about it. She's like, oh yeah. She's like, one of your dad's guys has it. My dad had a construction company at the time, and he had all these guys always around the house. And so, and a lot of times they didn't have cars. And so apparently my dad gave the keys to one of these guys that was working for him that needed a car, needed a way to get to work, or to one of the job sites. And so he just went over and got my car, and away he went. And I was just like, I just thought, what? And my parents were like that. I mean, they had no qualms about treating us like crap. I'm just gonna put it out there just like that. So, you know, so my mom thought nothing about it. She's like, well, you know, it's our car. And I said, but you gave it to me. You told me that here's your, and you knew I was, you know, going to school. And at that time, I only had one job. I eventually was working like 2 or 3 jobs. You know, luckily I wasn't working that day, so I didn't need my car. But I was just like, what? And so I just thought, okay, this is ridiculous. And then my dad came home and my mom told him, she's like, well, Kim came home from school and she was mad because she went out to the parking lot and the car wasn't there. What did my dad do? Instead of my parents, which my parents never apologized to us. There was no ever I'm sorry for my parents. But my dad came over and he started yelling at me. It was like, well, you know, my guy needed that car. And so if he needs that car, I didn't say a word. You know, you never talked back. We never talked back to my dad. I mean, there was no forget it. I mean, we get backhanded or who knows what. So I just was just like, okay, then that was it. I mean, so then a couple days later, the keys were on the dresser in my room or on my bed or something. It was like, okay, and this car's parked outside. So I'm like, okay, so that means the car's mine again. So, okay, so same thing happened. So I drove it again, went to school, went out to the parking lot, and it was gone again. So I just thought, what in the world? So at that time, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna go get another job and I'm just gonna save my own money so I can buy my own car, and I'm not gonna have to worry about these crazy people that keep taking this car that is supposedly mine. So, oh my gosh. So it was craziness. So this went on, like, you know, them taking the keys, or they would just come and have no qualms about, oh yeah, I need the car tomorrow, or, you know, and whatever. Eventually bought my own car and did away with these crazy people. Oh my gosh, Carla, thank you for helping me remember that crazy story that happened to me. Oh my God. Okay, guys. Last week, I literally slept through Tea Tuesday. That's why I didn't do Tea Tuesday last week. So for the last like week and a half, we were planning, because our pastor left after 17 years, a personal friend of ours, as well as our pastor. He was transferred to Merced, to St. Patrick's, so it's less than an hour away from here. And so he had a group of few guys that helped him load up his stuff and brought it over there. Monday morning, we drove to Merced and we met the guys there. Father moved into a house. They have a house that's, you know, about a mile from the rectory, from the church. And so when the guys got there, they unloaded everything, all the boxes and everything, into the garage. And then the thing is that the priest, Father Antonio, that was living in the house, had not moved out yet. And so the people that were supposed to be coming to move him out of the house, I don't know where they were, but they just hadn't come yet. So we're waiting. We got there about, we left here about 7, got there about 8:30 or so, and we had stopped for coffee, of course. And so, so we got to the house, and so I find, you know, I just can't stand waiting around. I'm just like, okay, come on, we have a job. If we have a job, let's get to it. So I made the executive decision. I told Lynn, I said, because, you know, Father was with the guys making sure that they got everything off the truck and all that. I told Lynn, and I started opening cupboards, and, you know, everything's full. It's like literally that was moving out. His slippers were by the bed and his toothbrush was on the counter. I mean, he had just like walked away that day and they hadn't come and done anything. So I told Lynn, I said, you know, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start unpacking some of these boxes, because it's a 2-bedroom house, and in one of the bedrooms was like the extra bedroom for guests and stuff. So I said, we're gonna start putting everything in that room and start unpacking some boxes, and then we're gonna start using these boxes to pack up this other priest. And when his people get here, then, I mean, they had no boxes there, they had nothing. So I went and asked Father, I said, are you fine with that? He said, fine, I'm fine with that, fine. So Lynn and I started doing that. Well, guys, we were doing that, and then we started, you know, as soon as the other priest people finally got there about 3 o'clock. So by that time, we had all kinds of boxes loaded up on this side hallway area, and it was crazy. Anyway, we were moving Monday all day. I didn't get home until 8:30. And we stopped for like 30 minutes to have a salad, and that was it. Other than that, we were moving the whole day. 3 three trips to Target to go get cleaning supplies and curtain rods and things we needed, cleaning everything and packing stuff in. The house was actually pretty clean, so we didn't have to do too much, but unpacking Father as much as we could. I was so exhausted. So Tuesday I woke up and I was so tired. We were supposed to go back yesterday, Monday, again to help Father. Monday's is his day off, so we said we'd come back again, but I had so many other things going on right now, guys. Let's see, you know, Kaylee just had a baby, their third baby, so they're still getting used to being parents of 3 kids. So I've been trying to help her at least once or twice a week, at least a couple days a week, either, you know, take Zoe to school, pick her up, keep the kids for a few hours, which usually turns into like 4 or 5. And which is great, which is fine. But, you know, for those of you that are grandmas and keep your kids, you know that it's tiring keeping the kids. And then I was trying to finish up one class, and then my new class starts this week. So, and then the weather, you know, the time change and the weather's changing. It's getting cooler, and I'm not a cool weather person, so that's just good. I'm just cold all the time, and I don't know. I need time to acclimate to the cold weather, so that's not good for me. So anyway, oh my gosh. And the last thing is I'm going to ask you for prayers is Raleigh's mom. My mother-in-law lives in Michigan. She lives around the Grand Rapids area, and she is not doing well. She's 85, I believe, 85 or 86, and she has been struggling with, she's had heart issues. Now she's having some lung issues, and she basically has said, she's like, I'm done. She's just said, I'm done. She's frail, and she's been living by herself, and so Raleigh's brothers go and check on her 2 or 3, you know, or 4 times a week, and the last couple of times they've gone to check on her, she's either been on the floor, she fell, one time she was unconscious, so she's in the hospital right now. Raleigh and I may be going this weekend. I think we're going this weekend to Michigan. Raleigh just called me. If you could pray for Raleigh's mom, her name's Barbara, that would be great. Raleigh's dad died probably about almost 8 years ago. Raleigh's sister died when she was 57, so way too young. And so both of those deaths in Raleigh's family have just really pretty much, they've been pretty devastating to him. And so to lose his mom, he's always been very close to his mom, so I know he's kind of, his heart's hurting right now, so that would be great if you could pray for him. So all right, guys, what time is it? Oh my gosh, I'm already at 15 minutes, so I'm gonna have to edit some of this out, maybe, I don't know. So I'm gonna enjoy my tea. Thank you again for all of you that participate in Tea Tuesday. I love listening to your stories. Thank you to Patti at Life with Patti and Kathy at Kathy's Favorite Things for hosting this open collab every week. And you guys are awesome. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful day today. Keep warm. Enjoy some good tea. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.